So I finally did it. I built Umbris Fear Manifest. And here's my progress update. For those of you that don't know, it is a 3 blue-black for a 1/1, gets +1/+1 for each card your opponents have in exile, and then whenever she or another nightmare or horror enters the battlefield under your control, target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they hit a land card. All of them stay in exile. Typically, this becomes a typal commander where you just choose these things and then you put as many of them on the battlefield as humanly possible. I like that, but I didn't. You see, these right here are kind of really clunky creature types that, yeah, they do the mill thing sometimes, and yeah, they do a little bit of, like, disruption and control. Sometimes they're scary. I'm not about it. So, I wanted to do clones, because she says whenever she enters or another one enters, target opponent mills that many cards, or exiles that many cards. So, when a clone enters, even if the legend rule would have it, she will trigger and then the clone will trigger, and thus I can choose 2 opponents to do this thing. If I can get them to stick and bypass the legend rule, then I can do that twice every time one of these clones enters again. Also, there's a bit of a power matters in this deck because, let's face it, she ends up being a 20, 40, or 157 power creature at any given time during the course of a game, and it counts cards in exile. It does not lose track of those as she gets removed or as she enters. So honestly, she will always attain this power. It's like she keeps 1/1 counters throughout the game. And I was thinking about ways to kind of leverage her high power. And then I remembered Phoenix used to be my answer to an alt win con in a deck that had creatures that were extraordinarily powerful, because it gives creatures you control tap, target player mills that many cards, where X is the toughness. So if I have a 40/40, I'm just going to hit people's graveyards really, really hard. Another strategy I was trying to run with was a bit of like a kind of pseudo land destruction, but instead of me blowing up your lands and they're just gone and I deny you mana, I was going to try and make it so that way you have to like go and fetch all of the lands out of your deck and put them on the battlefield, because then that basically kind of does what this does anyway. Sadly, there's not a lot of ways to do that. There's a couple of things I can do in there, and I just use it to get rid of like things like Ice Cradle and like scary lands and yada yada. But then I started thinking more about the hi, I have a big creature with lots of power, so what if I made, 40 2/2s? What if I built a better damnation? What if I drained you for, that much? Really, what if I turned it into a drain thing, where it's yeah, you can remove her, but, this'll happen. Funny thing is Mirko will actually grab her out of the graveyard as a 1/1, but then she'll hit the field as a 40/40 or whatever she is. Super State just wins me the game. And I could sack her to this to make a whole shit ton of treasures, only to recast her again, getting the mill and basically going mana positive even from this and recasting her. We're still doing clones, but man, I'm having so much fun brewing this.